Toyota's full-size pickup, the Tundra, just got a refresh. We're going to break this down today. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kirk. I cover automotive news every single day. I was in the process of reviewing and editing my GR Sport RAV4 plug-in hybrid video. It's a nighttime review, so stay tuned for that. That'll be maybe hitting later in the day, tomorrow. Just depends. But let's get into the Tundra. It's bringing updated styling, and this is a welcome addition because the previous pre-refresh Tundra, when it came out, what was it, 21? Yeah, it came out in 21, at the end of 21. December 21 is a 22 model year. It had the handlebar mustache quite strong. Now they finally segmented it so the grille is separate from the bumper and it's not a run-on sentence or the handlebar mustache. So it looks better just from what we can see here. It brings rugged, updated styling, advanced technology, new Trailhunter, and that's what you see on the screen. As I read through this press release, I'll go ahead and play some B-roll for you guys. Toyota did upload quite a lengthy B-roll segment for us to sink our teeth into. Okay, let's start with the Trailhunter package, which we've seen it on the Tacoma. We've seen it on the 4Runner, right? I think those are the only two as of now that have the Trailhunter. You would think the Sequoia would be getting it soon. I mean, it's made in the same plant here in San Antonio. So anyways, the Tundra introduces the new Trailhunter package, rugged overlanding offering based on the SR5 grade. Wow, interesting. I mean, the Trailhunter on the Tacoma, you know, they're so expensive. They're like well over $60,000. They're like flagships with the TRD Pro. So this one is based off of a more affordable grade. Okay, the most common grade. Maybe that should have been all along. Maybe Toyota's saying, oh, shoot, affordability is an issue right now. I don't think they're probably like, we wouldn't sell hardly any Trailhunters if we had them on the capstone, like a Trailhunter capstone or something. Anyways, this package adds Michelin LTX Trail 265/70 on 18-inch wheels, old man Emu upgraded suspension, hello, front recovery hooks, and additional underbody protection to help prepare the truck for more demanding terrain. Positioned at a more accessible price point, like I just mentioned, the Trailhunter package helps make adventure-ready capability more attainable for customers looking to get out and explore. The package also includes key off-road technology such as a multi-terrain select, crawl control, and a locking rear differential. That's nice, supporting traction and control in a wide range of challenging conditions. Trailhunter also distinguished itself with the unique bronze-colored wheels and exclusive badges. As we zoom back out of the Trailhunter into the normal Tundra, CALTY Design changed the front grille, the square front grille or front geometry with a vertically aligned strength that communicates power and maximum hauling confidence. The result is bold, modern, and rugged while remaining true to Toyota's truck DNA. Across the lineup, the new front design language, so it seems like there's no updates to the rear, but the front design language is well balanced and sophisticated with a wide, stable stance, and a center lower bumper treatment that reinforces ruggedness. Rectangular fog lights are integrated cleanly into the bumper for additional function, while the grille designs adopt a rugged hexagonal theme that adapts to different trims and personalities. Unfortunately, I don't have any more images than the Trailhunter. The Trailhunter is it so far, unless, yeah, here we go. If we go, actually, here we are. The 27 Tundra has been updated on the website, and it looks good in this Trailhunter trim here with the bronze wheels. I mean, the front grille is such a massive update. Oh, shoot. Unfortunately, I don't have any more pictures besides this cool waterfall image. And I don't have any idea of how the grille will change with this new updated styling. Because if I go to trucks here, it's only 26 Tundra here. So the 27, as you see here, it's all hidden in the press release, okay, which I'm already reading, and it doesn't have any more images. Let's see. We also have standard built-in drive recorder dash cam, just like the RAV4 that I reviewed. Let's see here. When enabled, the vehicle's exterior cameras are designed to capture 20-second clips of both manual and triggered events. Enhanced digital key functionality is now available on the 27 model with an active remote connect trial. Nobody's excited about that. Tundra also offers a 2.4 kilowatt inverter on iForce Max grades. I don't believe that's anything new for those models. enhanced lighting. The updated Tundra also brings hardware improvements aimed at improving visibility and confidence. The grille-mounted LED bar has been upgraded for brighter output, and available rigid fog lights further enhance illumination in low visibility conditions, and available front recovery hooks add utility and more visual presence. Okay, getting into the grades, the 27 Tundra is offered in a range of grades, of course. So we have the base SR, then you have the SR5, which the Trailhunter is based off of. You have Limited, you have Platinum, 1974, TRD Pro, and Capstone, along with the Trailhunter that I mentioned. Of course, the V6 twin turbo still there with its questionable reliability. You also have the twin turbo V6 iForce Max hybrid. Let's see here. Toyota Safety Sense 4.0. So that has been updated, I think, from 3.0. What does that get you? Well, pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, full speed dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert, automatic high beams, lane tracing assist, road sign assist, proactive driving assist. Okay, that's it. All for the details anyways. Additional detail specifications and pricing, which we don't have, for the 27 model are scheduled to be announced in the fall of 26. So expect this vehicle to launch in the fall of 26. I haven't actually looked at this B-roll, but I wanted to look at to see if there's any changes to the interior. They would have mentioned it. No, gosh, terrible picture of the interior. You can't, it's not good to film in shade because you have the sunlight coming through. I mean, it's not a good situation to film in shade ever, unless it's complete shade, and this is incomplete shade. Anyways, I shouldn't be ridiculing Toyota here and their decision to do this, but it is what it is. So we have this 12-inch screen behind here. It's probably updated. Honestly, you Tundra people, I haven't driven a Tundra in a while. So this screen could be updated with kind of like the drive modes. This is the same thing that's on the RAV4 right now. Okay, so if I looked at the software, it does look like it has the newest stuff. This looks like the Arene software, but I could be wrong. I don't want to make that assumption because it's just telling me to subscribe to the navigation stuff through your phone, which is a huge headache. Just use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and that's about it. So let me know what you guys think of the new Tundra. Visually, it is a big upgrade on the front end. That's what it's needed since it launched, in my opinion. You know, does it need a V8 still? You betcha. Or a more reliable engine just in general. I don't care really what it is at this point. The twin turbo V6, I have very little confidence in it. Let me know if you guys share the same sentiment. When we expect Toyota to have, I mean, that's why you buy a Toyota, for better than average reliability. And the Tundra, why would you buy it over the big three? That's what I see, because I know Ford has their own issues. GM has their own issues. Stellantis, it's like, well, Toyota's biggest gremlin is the engine, and that's a big gremlin. It is what it is. I know GM is revising their V8 so they're more reliable. Stellantis has the 5.7 is pretty darn reliable from my understanding. 6.4 maybe not as, and the inline 6 for Stellantis I've heard pretty good things about, and it's an amazingly powerful engine, really good in the Ram as well as the Chargers. So, and Ford's 5-liter V8's also a good option. Ford's twin turbo V6 probably a better option than Toyota's at this point, and their V8 as well. But let me know, is this what you guys been waiting for? Upgraded tech a little bit, updated styling, a Trailhunter that's more affordable. Let me know. I'll see you guys in the comments. It's good that Toyota updated it, but are these updates you wanted? Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you in the comments. Let me know if you made it to the end. I appreciate that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.